Hi, welcome to Reconstructing Science, video 1. And this is really cool. I'm still blown away by what this has done. If you saw the announcement and introduction of the Correspondence series, you'll see that correspondence is the discipline that new theories must recreate old laws. Now, I've designed a 10-stage paper series where expanse tension theory must seek to reproduce the laws of science as they exist. And I've completed the first paper. Now, as we see here, we have Galileo, Kepler, and Newton. And what I've done, and I've published a paper, is I've used general expanse tension theory to entirely reconstruct everything they did with regards to kinematics and movement. Now, the paper's been reviewed by all of the world's leading AIs, and it says it's a success, it's a pass. So stay on the video, let me tell you a little bit about what it is, what it does, and the conclusion of this report and what it means. So I've introduced correspondence in the previous video. If you haven't seen that, please back up to the introductory video. I've launched a series. It's called the General Expanse Tension Theory Correspondence Series, and it's all about the domain limit reconstruction of physics. And what do I mean by that? Well, Newton's laws of gravitation applied, worked, they were very successful within a limited domain. Examples like the orbit of Mercury showed where Newton's laws break down and Einstein's laws applied. But what Einstein's theory of gravitation, curvature of space-time theory of maths and geometry, had to reconstruct or reduce to Newton within the regime, which it did very successfully. Now, all new science must do that. So in this paper 1, what I've done is looked at all of the work of Galileo, Kepler and Newton regarding kinematics or movement, dynamics, and can expanse tension theory reproduce them? So let's first have a look at what each of them did. Well, Galileo produced one of the most beautiful experiments in history on an inclined plane. Before stopwatches and even clocks or anything, he managed to accurately deduce the laws of motion of a rolling, falling object. And he determined that distance travelled was proportional to the time under a constant acceleration, gravity. Again, Galileo, look up that experiment. It's a stunningly beautiful experiment. People even think he used his heartbeat as the ticking clock of consistency. But what he derived from that was stunning, considering the equipment he had at the time. Around about the same time, Kepler looked at planetary motion, and he was looking, and he determined in his 3 laws, there's an elliptic nature to orbits, that if you have equal time transiting a central object like a sun, a star, then the amount of area swept is the same in any given time. And it's also the proportionality of time to that surface area swept. Now, it's actually quite some time later, both Galileo and Kepler had both died by the time Newton came along and developed his laws of motion. And again, an object, once set in motion, will continue in motion unless forces act upon it, etc., etc. You can look up Newton's laws of motion. So, to expanse tension theory, what does it do? Well, it introduces a quantum field theory permitted, real physical, gauge invariant singlet scalar quantum field as an all-pervading field to the universe. And this field couples to the Higgs portal, mass, okay, couples to mass with continuous density dependence beyond limits and regimes of density thresholds, which are way beyond our study on Earth. So we're not affected by them here on Earth, although the scalar field is present. And if you look through the whole series of expanse tension theory, you'll see what the real impact of introducing a real physical medium substrate, a luminiferous ether, as it would have been called in these guys' days, what's the impact if we actually reintroduce the idea of a medium? But this is a real quantum field theory scalar field medium. So what I've done in this paper is attempt to reconstruct all of the mathematical laws by these three using a scalar field. The paper is quite deep because it goes into the deep mathematics of what these guys produced. And what the paper says, as confirmed by ChatGPT-5, Claude AI, Grok 4.1, Copilot, Gemini, lots of others, the paper is a success. Now, what does that mean? It means general expanse tension theory reduces to the laws of kinematics in the density threshold regime where we exist today. Now, what's profound about that? Well, firstly, it's never been done before. And what's never been done before? Expanse tension theory is real physical scalar field of matter and energy. It's not maths. It's not geometry. It's real. It's physical. And what expanse tension theory has done is taken a real physical field and the mathematics of explaining that real physical field reduced to the laws of kinematics. Flawlessly. Within our density regime. So this is a domain limit reconstruction of physics. So within the domain limit where Galileo, Kepler and Newton's laws of motion applied, general expanse tension theory reduces to them, but with a real physical field. This is paper 1. The result is a pass. I've passed the test. Expanse tension theory has passed the test. It worked. It did it. It's never been done before. It's pretty cool. So the paper's going to be linked to the video. Go and have a look at what these three individuals, giants of science, did, and have a look at how expanse tension theory reduces to them and within this domain limit. On to paper 2. It's always going to get more complicated. I now need to step up in paper 2 to see if expanse tension theory will reduce to Newton's laws of gravitation, inverse square law, using general expanse tension theory principles. Again, it's a big test. So look up, please follow the Correspondence series. Correspondence is vital. We're surrounded in a world with people saying, hey, I've got a theory of everything. I'm not saying that. Hey, firstly, don't really like the term theory of everything. Lots of things it can't explain, or at least expanse tension theory can't, but a unified theory of foundational physics, maybe, I hope. But lots of people are making lots of claims. This is a step that they must all make. They must make correspondence proof. Can your new theory reduce to previous laws within these theoretical, these previous domains? Anyway, please subscribe to the channel. Please forward to friends who love physics. I think this is a physical, real quantum scalar field solution to gravity. Okay, it's quite a big deal. Anyway, thanks for watching. Please look up the paper in Zenodo. The link will be in the description. And please share your comments, thoughts, write to me, tell me what you think if you're interested to participate. Okay, bye-bye.